Matthews, I think, is going to be a real challenge for him.
Right, and Kyle is more of a traditional wrestler. Kyle was mentored by the late, great Nightmare Ted Allen, a regional legend down in Florida. He's also been a frequent tag team partner and rival of Jimmy Rave, who everybody is very familiar with. Kyle is Jimmy Rave approved, certainly. He's probably, in my estimation, the top independent star to come out of Georgia in quite a number of years, perhaps since a Jimmy Rave or an AJ Styles.
Well, B-Boy's trainers are no slouches themselves. Tom Howard, Kevin Quinn, Christopher Daniels. And look, he goes into a submission himself.
B-Boy has a slight size advantage. Time will tell if that plays a major effect in this. Kyle on top now with a modified full Nelson. Kyle was awarded the Future Legends Award last year by the esteemed Cauliflower Alley Club. That's a high honor.
It is, and they don't miss the mark much.
Not at all.
Not at all.
Kyle's also spent some time training at the 01 Dojo. Recently had a couple of big matches with Ring of Honor. I was at the privilege of being ringside in Richmond, Virginia, to watch Kyle challenge Unbreakable Michael Elgin, who is about as superhuman as anybody you could name as far as power and impact and tenacity. But Kyle held his own.
Well, I remember when we spoke last night, you couldn't stop raving about that match. And I'm going to get my hands on it soon.
Yeah, Kyle certainly turned a lot of heads in Ring of Honor management. And I think he's turned a lot of heads in Wrestling Cares management, as you touched upon earlier with that win over Colt Cabana. Nice bridge by Kyle for 2. If you would have judged on the field of 32 before match number 1, I would say Colt Cabana would have to be in anybody's top 5 or 7 as far as odds-on favorites to win this, just because he's been around in the highest of high-level competition in this industry for almost 15 years now. He's been in every major independent tournament. He's faced every major star.
Dear God, and that's what you have to worry about with B-Boy, that he can strike out of nowhere. And when I asked him what he wants to do in this match, he made it clear. He said that he wants to win by the knockout, that if he can win it by the knockout, he'll do it.
And he came close. Kyle had that faraway look in his eye. Certainly, as good as Colt Cabana is, that's something Colt Cabana does not have in his arsenal. But B-Boy, it's second nature.
Yeah, absolutely. A lot of strikes from his time in Japan.
Kickboxing background as well. T-bone release suplex.
And B-Boy from San Diego, and we're not talking the nice section of the beach. Yeah. 1, 2.
Your fault. B-Boy, his championship lineage. Absolutely. IWA, CZW, PWG, Jersey All Pro Wrestling. And many of those are among either presently or in the past the top companies in the East Coast.
Absolutely.
To show you, when B-Boy wants to take a little road trip and make an impact and turn some heads, he can get it done.
Yeah, a lot of guys here in Socal have done that. Ricky Reyes, for example, Rocky Romero. Ouch. But this is his home. He loves being out here. And right now he's making Kyle Matthews feel not at home at all.
And Kyle connects with the Insiguri, nicely done. Kyle a hair quicker than B-Boy, I'd say. Pat O'Connor roll couldn't get the job done. And B-Boy catches Kyle on the rebound. My God.
That could be it.
Follow through, knees, got it.
That's the first point.
The winner of the point as a result of pinfall, B-Boy.
B-Boy is so smooth and so fluid, it's almost like you're watching a video game.
Well, he thinks about 2 or 3 strikes ahead. That's the thing about him that really works.
B-Boy wasn't just going in for one shot. He wanted the combo, and he got the combo. And now, a bit of lackadaisically maneuvering Kyle out of the corner. And Kyle turns around.
Busted.
Great roll through into a clover leaf. Malenko-esque will B-Boy tap.
Have you ever seen anyone roll into the clover leaf?
Never. Into a half crab a la Lance Storm, but never a clover leaf.
Never.
And notice what B-Boy with a cradle, that momentary instance where B-Boy wanted the showboat.
Yep.
Kyle was waiting.
Well, he's making that mistake. You cannot underestimate Kyle Matthews.
You pin a guy normally, hot dog all you want. You pin a guy with 6+ minutes left in this matchup, you're still in for a war because you've just given your opponent that much more reason to be more focused and more driven.
Oh, and he dishes out some of what he was taking earlier.
Kyle did not come all the way from Austell, Georgia, to fail.
He backed up B-Boy, and B-Boy does not back up often.
Not at all. B-Boy hangs on. And Kyle was caught between the ropes like a sitting duck. And B-Boy again, stringing maneuvers together and keeping Kyle Matthews neutralized.
But again, notice the hesitation on B-Boy. He's starting to feel confident, starting to get a little cocky, and now he's going to try and finish him off.
Oh, Kyle, beautiful counter with the hip lock. Into trapping the shoulders. Pinfall here. And Kyle got a point. Kyle ties this thing up.
The winner of the point as a result of pinfall, Kyle Matthews.
And again, that's a textbook pinning predicament where, again, you know you're not going to have the full time to wear a guy out, to potentially exhaust or knock a guy out. You have to leverage him to the canvas. You have to physically trap the shoulders, so try as they might, they are physically incapable of kicking out.
Beautiful drop kick. That's straight out of the NCAA tournaments.
Yeah.
You can see that at Iowa, Iowa State, Oklahoma State. But they're not doing that one at Oklahoma State, I'll tell you that right
Not
now.
at all. But and that's certainly, you got to look at the Japanese influence as well, as far as how disciplined and focused they are. Another example.
Backs up into the crucifix.
And B-Boy, didn't miss a beat, just held on to Kyle. My God! Just drove him down in the corner head first.
Spiked him like a football. But notice the movement. Kyle Matthews still moving.
And not only does Kyle land on his head, but when he gets released, he snaps back off of those ropes. He's got 2 awkward landings. My God.
But he's still very much aware.
And with 3 minutes still to fight.
Oh!
And the impact of the drop kick takes Kyle all the way to the outside.
I don't know if you can see him from your vantage point, Joe, but his eyes are closed.
He's not moving. Kyle is not moving. Get him in the wing as quickly as possible and pin him. And then pin him again.
Oh, but look, he's got some fight in him, see? Crawling away. Oh!
That modified Shining Wizard, a B-Boy specialty. And it's 2-1 B-Boy.
The winner of the point as a result of pinfall, B-Boy.
And B-Boy now with the advantage with 2 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. And Kyle is anything but recovered. But will B-Boy get cocky like he did when he went up 1 fall to none? It bit him before, could come back to haunt him once more. And you can clearly see B-Boy a lot more luster on those strikes than Kyle right now.
Absolutely. Oh, but not that one.
And it just escalates. The tempers flare.
Backslide. 1.
Drive with the legs. And Kyle got it again. Kyle did it again.
The winner of the point as a result of pinfall, Kyle Matthews.
Man, B-Boy controls this thing, but it's like he gets into a comfort zone. And Kyle just slips in the back door and outsmarts him.
Well, that backslide is such a dangerous maneuver because when executed properly, it can come from out of nowhere to beat you.
And now B-Boy is quite obviously ticked off. Kyle not going to back down, but he may be knocked down.
I mean, that's it. He's made it on the streets. He's been in gang fights. He knows.
Just over a minute to go. You got to believe the next fall, if there's a next fall, will be the deciding one. But stranger things have happened. B-Boy rolls through, met with a super kick.
Matthews giving him a taste of his own medicine.
Follow through drop kick.
Good God!
Got a cradle. Kyle did it. Kyle got him angry and caught him off guard.
Unbelievable!
The winner of the point as a result of pinfall, Kyle Matthews.
I think B-Boy's in shock. B-Boy's got 30 seconds. Power slam. No.
He's got to go for the knockout.
Wasted no time. Tiger driver. Release. No. And 10 seconds.
Look at the desperation.
20 seconds now. 15 to go.
Brainbuster.
Brain buster. Got him. No.
And
5
B-Boy
seconds.
wrestling with desperation now.
B-Boy taking the time to argue his last seconds. And B-Boy missed the opportunity.
He did. He missed the chance.
My
The
word.
winner of the match with a score of 3-2, advancing in the Wrestling Cares Association Race for the Ring tournament, Kyle Matthews.
This is about the sacrifice we talk about in this tournament. Look at B-Boy. Look at Kyle Matthews. Just looking at them, you'd think B-Boy was the winner, but that's not how it worked out.
I don't want to discredit Kyle Matthews. He's a future star. He's got a hell of a lot of guts. But in my estimation, tonight, B-Boy beat himself.
You're right. You're absolutely right. He disrespected Matthews, and then he had to wrestle from behind, and that was not his strength. But this also is one of the things about the tournament. B-Boy, using his usual game plan, would have won this thing early with those strikes, called it a night. But when he got to pick up all the points, it's a whole different mindset.
Every time B-Boy got comfortable, Kyle never lost focus and waited and reacted.
I think at this point, Kyle Matthews, again, his stock keeps rising.
Johnny's got the word.
Say it for B-Boy. Kyle Matthews. He got you with 2 wizards. One took you out of the ring. A brain buster at the end. Somehow you pulled it off.
Everybody give it up for B-Boy. He's amazing. Give him a hand. You know, in round 1, I shocked the world when I beat Colt Cabana. In round 2, I shocked the world when I beat B-Boy. Now, round 3, expect the same thing. Don't underestimate Kyle Matthews.
Kyle Matthews moving on in the race for the ring.
Kyle's been buying the groceries off of the fact people have underestimated him. Hopefully this field of 8 will get wise to Kyle. He's a player. He's here to stay.
Yeah, I would think that everybody in this tournament now is trying to grab every piece of